Hi there, my name is Nick Cubita. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm the Director of Orientation Programs here at Seattle University, and I'm excited to share with you what we call our virtual info session for the orientation leader position. We're super excited to be hiring the 2024 orientation leader team, and we have a lot of information to share with you here. You can also find this in the 2024 orientation leader job description, which is under the Leadership Opportunities tab on our website, and that we've shared on Connect SU. We have it on our Instagram account, but our website is a great resource for you. We emailed it out to many students as well, so you may have received a copy of that. But I want to dive in and share a little bit more information about the role, and hopefully that piques your interest, and we're excited to see your application. So bring out the leader in you is our slogan. We're excited for you to explore leadership development opportunities on campus here at Seattle University. And you can see here's a fun photo of our team at the end of one of our events this past year at Fall Welcome. And let's dive in. So, what is an orientation leader? So, you can see here we have a bit drafted out here on our screen of an orientation leader being a key leadership role at Seattle University. This is also in the job description at the top on the very first page. But really, an orientation leader is a peer mentor who is a Red Hawk on campus who wants to help support new students coming to the university and help them find success, achieve their goals, learn how to navigate campus, how to adjust to the academic rigor of college life, how to make new friends and explore social life on campus and in Seattle, and really just, find an inclusive community and pass that Red Hawk spirit on to a new generation of SU students, like we say here. And so it's an opportunity to really give back to the campus community and bring in new students and make sure that you're a primary key person to help them have the best experience they can have in the beginning of their time here. So we have positional goals for the orientation leader role, and really the purpose of these is to help us structure the position in a way that we make sure that through these goals, you're learning and gaining different things out of this. We recognize that being an OL, you're really doing work for others in many different capacities, which really aligns with our Jesuit ethos on campus, being for others in the work and how are we serving others in our community. And so we have community development, personal development, inclusion and belonging, and career readiness. So we want you to be able to learn different knowledge foundations and skill sets that you can create and develop in this leadership role that hopefully you can bring to whatever comes next in your career journey, no matter what career you're moving forward in. And so community development, we focus a lot on relationship building, how to lead groups of new students, how to connect with people one-on-one individually. For personal development, we work on a lot of skills like time management, how to find balance in what you're doing, what opportunities for wellness can you find in a job that you have. When it comes to inclusion and belonging, we focus a lot on a lot of skills and knowledge that relate to diversity, equity, inclusion, belonging, social justice, which again aligns with our mission for empowering leaders for a just and humane world at Seattle University. And then when it comes to career readiness, we talk about a lot of practical skills. So a little bit of public speaking, a little bit of how to facilitate meetings and how to facilitate group conversations, and also running event logistics and doing some administrative work. So really basic foundational skills that you can take to any job that you might have in the future. When we talk about responsibilities for the OL role, there are a lot of nuanced things that OLs do as tasks. And so some of that is preparation before orientation, some of that is attending trainings and different workshops that we have for OLs to get ready to take on their leadership responsibilities. And some of that are responsibilities we have during the events and workshops that we host while students are here and we're interacting with them on campus or sometimes virtually. A big component is being a representative of the Red Hawk student experience. So being an OL is an opportunity to Use your voice and share your story to help others learn what it means to be a Red Hawk at Seattle U and what it means to live the college life experience as a Seattle University student. When it comes to community building, one of the primary functions most folks are familiar with in the OL role is that you are leading groups of new students or interacting one-on-one as a peer mentor with new students to build community, build connections, help them build relationships with staff and faculty and other students on campus, and teach them how to live the social and engaged life at Seattle U's campus. There's a large component of the role that OL's orientation leaders will facilitate different events and different workshops. So sometimes these are large scale events, like we run our large class photo where students come onto the field and we have to organize them and get them in the shape of the SU and help them do that. And sometimes it's leadership workshops or dialogues that you're hosting with just your orientation group and you're leading them through a conversation based on leadership topics or how to get involved on campus or how to find inclusive communities on campus. So a lot of different scales and topics that you'll get skills with and get the chance to lead directly as an OL. And then also leadership development. So coaching students about what does it mean to be a Red Hawk? How can you, based on the leadership skills you've developed in the OL role and as a Seattle U student so far in your time here, help other students learn what it means to be a leader on campus, help them find opportunities to get involved or maybe become a club leader or run for an SGSU position. So there's a lot that OL does. It's a little bit more detailed in the job description, but this really covers a vast kind of broad look at what these responsibilities are for an orientation leader. Some of the benefits of being an OL, I can't drill home enough the leadership development opportunity that you can get from this. Maybe you've had other leadership roles and you want to take on a different role focusing on new students in orientation. Maybe you haven't had a leadership role at SU or not in high school before and you want to get some leadership skills. So this is a great kind of foot in the door, like great introductory opportunity for folks or a way to really advance your leadership skills in a new context. You're mentoring each other or you're mentoring others. So it's an opportunity, sometimes each other too. It's an opportunity to really get to take on that next level where maybe you're not supervising people, but mentorship can be a path to supervising. Many of you might supervise people eventually in your career or mentor others in various ways. Lots of career related experience with the skill development we mentioned earlier. It's a great opportunity to find community with other Seattle University students. We find a lot of OLs come and when they, after they become an OL, they find other people who have shared passions and interests and hobbies that they do and get really close friends on the orientation team that they stay friends with for years, even beyond after they graduate. It's a great opportunity to join students and families at summer orientation on campus. So really getting to be a great, pep squad in some ways, but really getting to onboard people to campus and being part of this really big motion that we're making in this really critical time in students and families' lives. You get to come back early to campus in the fall, so you'll move in a bit early if you're living on campus, or return to Seattle a bit early before the fall quarter starts. We go through our training experience then before we start fall welcome and implementing and doing the job that we do. And there's lots of SU swag that OLs get as well, whether that's some of our office swag from orientation or that you might get from other offices who come in for trainings. And you'll get some polos and shirts. So lots of benefits to the OL role, as well as being compensated for the OL role at an hourly rate as well. In terms of OL time commitments, so these are the dates that you can see broken down by spring quarter for our trainings, the summer quarter for OLs who are available to work at our summer sessions, and then also fall quarter for training and fall welcome. And so I won't go through these dates in very much detail. You can find more in the job description, but these are helpful to know because we consider these what we call blackout dates, meaning that these are your priority on those dates. Really, we recognize that some folks might have extenuating circumstances or events where like there's a wedding that comes up or unexpected family challenges that come up. And so we do work individually with orientation leaders, depending on what the situation is. However, on these dates in particular, If there is a significant conflict, that's something we want to discuss with you maybe before your application or during your interview process, so we can talk about what would that look like and what might be missed, because there are things like trainings that can't necessarily be made up, but there's also things that might come up in your life that we want to support you with. So it's important to look at these dates before submitting your application. In terms of compensation and qualifications, so like I mentioned earlier, OLs are paid $19.97 an hour, so it's almost $20 an hour. In total, not including summer sessions, OLs are paid about $2,000 before taxes. I think about $1,700 of this, give or take, comes with fall training and fall welcome. So it's a nice big paycheck to start off your fall quarter with. But if OLs work during the summer orientation sessions, they will make additional wages, of course, as you're paid hourly for all the work that you do as an OL. And so our job description gives a further breakdown of, depending on how many summer sessions you might work, how much additional compensation you would receive for that before taxes. In terms of qualifications, orientation leaders must be currently enrolled as a full-time or part-time undergraduate student. Currently, graduate and law students are not eligible to serve in the orientation role. OLs are expected to have a 2.5 greater cumulative or greater cumulative GPA. That's throughout the selection process, but also the full term of the OL role. So if you're curious or have questions about GPA and serving in the OL role, please let us know. We want to talk to you about that. Don't necessarily remove yourself from the application process. Always reach out to us first so that we can chat through that. You'll have to maintain that good academic standing, but also good disciplinary standing with the university. And that's something we'll do a quick check on with all of our applicants. And also, again, being available for the dates that I just shared and that are listed on the job description. So what does the application process look like? We try to provide as much detail as possible so that we can set you up for success to apply an interview with our team. So our application is open on Handshake and it is due no later than 11:59 p.m. Pacific time on Thursday, January 25th, 2024. We will review applications, and if you're selected, we will offer you to move forward for an individual and group interview. And those dates are listed out on the job description as well, but we'll provide you calendar invites and you have opportunity for flexibility for like what time you might show up for your interview or schedule that with our team. And all candidates will be notified of selection decisions on February 29th, 2024. So whether you're offered the OL position or maybe you're on the wait list should a spot open up, or if you're not selected for the OL position, we want to be transparent and offer you notification either way. And we're always open to meet with folks for feedback, whether you accept the position or you don't get offered the position. We will always make time to meet with you to discuss feedback and how your process went, because we want you to learn from the interview and application process. For, all of us will apply for more jobs in the future at different points in our career. So we want to help you get ready for whatever those next steps might look like. In terms of the application steps, so you can sign into Handshake and search for orientation leader. You'll see our posting there with the job description. There is an application form where you can link on Handshake to an external application. The form, it's Microsoft Forms. It's called the 2024 Orientation Leader Application Form. You'll need to complete that in addition to doing your application on Handshake. So make sure you find that form and submit it. There are a few questions in there that we ask you to answer. There are short answer essays of at least 150 words that we want to hear. And really the way we shape these questions is based on the orientation goals I shared before for the OL position. But really we want to get to know you as a candidate and how you would interact with and support new students. Please note that we need you to do your Handshake form, but also complete the application form, the Microsoft Forms link that we have in there so that we get your completed application. And with that, I don't have any more information, but I hope this was helpful for you to get a little bit more context about what is listed on the job description. And know that you can email us at orientation@seattleu.edu at any time. You can call us at 206-296-2525 to also ask any questions. We're in Student Center 320. Please stop by our office. We would love to make time to chat with you about anything, but we really look forward to hopefully seeing your application, getting to know you after that and getting to meet you. And we're really excited that you might be interested in joining the orientation leader team for 2024. So, pops up. Hope you have a great day.